Hi, how are you today? This is JilliBling, and today's project is a free card kit for those that place orders in August. So there's the card kit, and orders of $50 plus get the card kit. Orders of $75 plus get the card kit and a package of bling. So this card kit is pretty easy to make. There's just two areas where you stamp, and you could use any stamp set that you have at home. And you don't even have to stamp here if you don't want to. I use the stamp set Love and Strength, which is a beautiful stamp set, and it's great to have these on hand because you never know when you have a friend that's going through something. And it's just to say I'm here for you, or it's going to be okay. But today I want to use a new stamp set called Tags of Things, and I want to do something about appreciate you, friend, you made my whole day. I love the stamp set because it has the two different fonts. This one is really bold, so it stands out nicely. But these are also nice to add on to any of the words. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you, friend. Could not do it without you, friend. It's a nice stamp set. And I'll be using Perfectly Pairs dies for these tiny little flowers. And these flowers here. In today's project, I want to do it in Misty Moonlight. So this one is in a different one of my favorite colors, Petal Pink, with Wink of Stella over the top of the flowers. And it's really calm, it's very relaxing, just because the colors are a bit neutral. So let's get started. I have my new glass mat, and I'm kind of liking it. And it came with this. And I put my re-inker in here and used the aqua painter. That worked out perfectly. So I could see that I'd be using this too. And it's nice that it really hangs on. Once it's on here, kind of peel it up just a little bit. But I plan on using this for the Misty Moonlight ink. Okay, let's get started. So this is how your card kit will arrive. And I'll make up the card kits at the end of the month, and I'll mail it to you, and I'll send you an email saying, okay, watch for snail mail, it's coming. But as you could see, a lot of the pieces, if I could do it for you, I will do it for you. Unfortunately, I can't stamp, but that gives you an opportunity to use some of the stamp sets that you have and maybe you haven't used in a long time, or something that you know has really good words and it works well with the need or the occasion that you have coming. So in here are die cut pieces from Charming Day. And I keep using this stamp set Charming Day over and over and over. It comes with bling, but here it is. And let me show you this one. Because when you get it, chances are it will look like this. And you'll need to kind of punch out the die cut pieces, and we're going to cut off the leaves. And that's only so that we can use the gray granite leaves. So you need to punch this out. I probably should do it over the garbage can. Now we all know what's in the garbage can. Nothing exciting. But pull all these little pieces out. Oh, it should have cut better. And well, as soon as I get this done, we will do the watercoloring on the background. So you don't have to have a big background stamp, but there is one, I think it's called Stripes, or it just has stripes that are very similar to what we'll be making today, and that would work well too. But this you could kind of control how dark you want it, if you want it dark at all. Okay, so there's just that little bit that didn't cut out. I just replaced my plates, so maybe things will behave when it comes time to making the kits. Okay, so that's done. And then I'm going to cut out these leaves. Just cut them off because we're going to rely on gray granite leaves. Oh, and this one right here, see how it's part of the flower and then it drifts into the leaf? So try to preserve the shape of the flower because the leaf is going to be discarded. So I'm going to kind of cut around like that, pretending this is the shape of the flower. And as you can see, I took a little chunk out of the leaf, but that's fine. these are going to go away. I'm kind of excited about doing it in Misty Moonlight. I love blues. Oh, it'd be pretty in greens too. Like the background greens. And this one is done. And all punched out, ready to go. Excuse me. So in the bag, I have iridescent pearls. Those are for the inside. There's 6 of them. And then there are, and this is from Charming Day, these branches. And I would say make sure to get them all punched out, but I know chances are this is going to be buried underneath the flowers, so you don't even need to punch that out. These are also from Charming Day. I guess it's a Charming Day card. Okay, that's all that's in the bag. We have more embellishments, and, oh, these are from the Perfectly Pairs die set, the bundle. Okay, so let's get started on doing the background. So the background, we're just going to do stripes. Some of them a little bit darker, some of them a little bit lighter. And my first attempt at this, I used a pencil and I made a grid saying, okay, just do it in the middle. And then I planned on erasing it. It's like, you know, it's okay if it's a little bit more random. The grid is not needed. So we'll do that on this front paper and the inside paper. And if you don't like the watercolor wash look, you don't have to do that at all. However you want. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to use the aqua painter. And here is Misty, oh, that's Night of Navy. Hold on. Misty Moonlight. No, I have the name on the side. Who knew? Gray, crumb cake, Misty Moonlight. Okay, so I pulled out the ink pad just because if you don't have the re-inker, I'll show you a different way to do it. And that is, take this and give it a squeeze. Deposit a little ink. I didn't squeeze it hard enough. Or you know what's even easier? Let's do it this way. Where you take a block and you dip the whole thing into the ink pad, and you could use that as your palette. I didn't want to do that because I'm going to use the re-inker. But if you had all this to work with, that will work just fine too. So any color ink you have. Let me pull out my new friend. And we'll use this, the ink that's on there. So I'm just going to do one drip into my little palette. And this thing came with the glass mat. It's kind of fun. Okay, so to do the stripes, and keep in mind it's very forgiving. The inside you could see a lot of it, but the outside, a lot of it gets covered with the flowers and the leaves. So first of all, check your water pen. Make sure there's no ink on it, because if there's yellow in there, you dip it into the Misty Moonlight, you're going to go, oh, I have green. And you wouldn't know until you put it on here. And when you have it on a block or in your little palette, you're able to control how much ink, because right there it's really strong. Give this a squeeze. And see how there's, it's getting lighter and lighter? That's because of the water in the pen is diluting this intense color that we dipped right into. So I'm going to give this a squeeze because I want it to be a little bit watery. I'm not sure how, let me check it. That's still kind of strong. And then just do stripes up and down. And see how it's getting less and less. I don't like that I arc that. Do over. And keep in mind it's going to be, a lot of it will be covered. Okay. is this, the re-inker. I'm squeezing my aqua pen so I have more water so I could dilute. See how that is? Oh, that's good. Oh, it's darker. But see, when it's darker like that, that's good because it'll make the flowers show up well. And I want some areas to be a little bit darker, so while it's still wet. And this is just to be a background. And at this point you're like, that's kind of ugly. But after you put the beautifulness on, it's going to be good. You know what I'm thinking? What about a, give it a squeeze, what about a swoosh? That's not going to match the front. Okay. You could do that on the front if you want. So I'm purposely doing this lighter for the inside. I think that might be too heavy. I think I did it too heavy. Good thing it's magic paper. Okay, let me get some water in here. Squeezing it, making it watery. Okay, now like these heavy spots, I'm going to turn it over. That can be the bottom. Oh, both sides have heavy spots. Because I'll be putting the white flowers and the leaves over that. Okay, so we have a front and a back. So this thing came with the new glass pad too. At first, the prior video, I'm like, I don't know what that thing is. But I looked it up and it is a cleaning cloth. Just add water, they say, and you could clean your glass mat and your stamps. And I've been using it. I like it. Okay, so we're done with this. Okay, where's our kit? Here it is. So look how pretty these will be on here. Very pretty. And these are watercolor paper. And this is vanilla. And I'm purposely using vanilla, and this is a warmer tone, more like white. Just for interest, just because it's very monochromatic. And when you buy the watercolor paper, they call it Fluid 100 watercolor paper, and it comes in this size. It's like a half-size sheet of paper, actually smaller than that. So don't be disappointed when you get your watercolor paper. It's not a full sheet. Okay, so let's see, how is it going to look on here? See, it's already coming together. And on this one, I put a hint of color in the center of the flowers, so let's do that. Guess we're not done with this after all. So, clear these finished pieces out of the way to dry. And I'm going to take some really watery, misty moonlight and just go in the center of the flowers, purposely really light. And when I hold this up on paper that isn't colored already, you'll be able to see it, but it's very faint, which is the plan. Trying to keep it a little bit monochromatic. So I'm touching into the heavier ink, pulling it into the next chamber where there's a little bit of water, just so that it could be real faint. If I went straight into where the re-ink or the drips are, that's really dark. And I'm not trying to keep them, the coloring consistent, because I want it to look watercolored. And no two flowers in nature are the same anyhow, right? Okay, so these little flowers, we'll leave them as is for now. And that's good for watercoloring for now. So let's start putting them onto here. Aren't they pretty? So one of these flowers I'm going to double up. See how this one is doubled? And if you want, you could double all of them. That might be pretty too. So this one right here, let's see, I'm looking at which one should I, because that one is a little bit darker. How about this one is the one we'll take apart. So this one will go here. And once you get your kit, you could do anything you like with it. This one will go above, and this one will go below. And at this point, it looks a little bit lost on there, but once you add in the gray leaves, it brightens up the flowers and makes them a little bit more in focus. Okay, so let's attach these two. And I'm going to start out by attaching with just a bit of glue around the flower center. After that dries, I'll go back and I'll raise up the petals with dimensionals. And this is the same flower right here, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of a twist so that the petals are alternating. Petal, petal, petal. Let that dry. Okay, so that's going to go there. This one will go down lower. And one of these will be for the inside and one for right about here. So to attach the branches, I will use mini dimensionals and then I'll glue the stem. And some of these leaves are really small, so the small leaves will get glued. And I'll go through which ones, or you could cut a dimensional in half and you can have all of your leaves raised up. I know that the leaves on the bottom branch are going to be covered by flowers, so I'm not going to worry about those. Okay. Sticking and sticking. Oop, it has art on the back. So there you could see which ones are going to have glue and which ones are going to have, I think I could put a dimensional on that one, but the rest of them will be glued down. But this project is very forgiving. You could do whatever you like with it. Okay, so glue on all of the leaves and the stem. That does not have dimensionals. Ooh, it's a little sticky. And I'm going to purposely get that a bit high in the corner. But also there's a little bit of a rim of the vanilla. If I had it stretching out over the frame, that would be fine too. But this way, when I keep it inside the frame, this is where your eye knows to look here rather than everywhere. Okay, so same process. Some dimensionals, some glue. Thinking all kinds of words that would be really nice to use with this project, with this card. That one is just too small. Because it'd be good for any occasion. It could be sympathy, it could be wedding, it could be birthday. It's always good to have birthdays on hand. And down the middle. And I didn't take out that little piece in the branch because I know it's going to be covered right here and right here, because I know it'll be covered by the flowers. I have one friend who she couldn't let that go. Oh, you know, I should have stamped the words, just because if I do a whoops, I'd want to flip it over. Okay, can I stamp straight? Well, I wanted to put it in the middle, but maybe it's going to have to be here off to the side, which might be fun too. Yeah, I'm artsy like that. And my paper is curling a bit from the watercoloring, so I'm going to lay this on top to kind of flatten it out. Then stamp good. Yay! Okay. And when we glue this paper onto the granite layer, this right here, it'll flatten out. Because at this point, it's a little bit curvy. But the glue will straighten it out. Okay, and then this one will go on. Same process. Glue in dimensionals. Dimensionals on everything, but I'm not going to smush it down really hard just because I might tuck a flower underneath it. I think on the sample I was trying to tuck a flower underneath it. Then I'll put glue on the stem. With all these dimensionals, I don't know if it'll hold, but I'll give it a try. So that will be right about here. Okay, aren't we just setting ourselves up for prettiness? I think so. Okay, so here's our double flower. Wonder what it would be like. See, this one is kind of a standalone. Okay, what about doubling this one? Should we double two of them? It's kind of nice though when the flowers stretch down a little bit lower though, huh? Yeah. Okay, so these are going to go on with dimensionals. Let me put the dimensionals underneath this double one though. I'm going to do it just like the sample. So under there, and yes, I could see the dimensional through here, but this flower will get glue on it and it'll be stuck to the card front. So it's okay if it's peeking through. Same with that one, probably same with all of them. One more. Okay, I'll hold this up. Oop, got a little half dimension. Oh, that was on my sheet of dimensionals. We'll be using half dimensionals here, probably. Okay, so we have the one double. This one, because it's kind of a side view of a flower, that one will be alone, this one will be alone. And the other grouping of flowers, of 3 flowers, we cut apart to kind of stretch on our bouquet. Okay, so these are going to go on with dimensionals, more dimensionals. Dimensionals, this one that's added to the top will be half dimensionals, half glue. This one will be half dimensionals, half glue. But this trio right here, they all get dimensionals. Uh-oh. Boom. Oh, come here, come here, come on. Go out, out. Good job. Oh. Oh, we got it, but it doesn't look too good out there. Bo's been acting a little sleepy, and I figure that's because Tony's out at the kids in Klamath Falls working on the cabin, but maybe he doesn't feel good. It's kind of yellow. I wonder what he ate. I know yesterday I looked at him and he was out in the yard as happy could be, chewing on something. I'm like, what is that? And I was thinking it could only be like he got into garbage or something. But I walked by there and that was fine. But he had, from last week when we had a delivery and the man came up to the house, I gave him a bully stick and it was immediately gone. He went and he buried it. Anyhow, that's what he was chewing on yesterday. So I was like, oh, well, that's okay. Poor baby. Okay, so to put this on, the double, I'm going to put right down here into this area. Okay. So this one will go at the top. I could tell right there I cut those apart. Just going to make it look a little smoother, like it's more like a petal. So that can go. So you could just place yours wherever you'd like. So glue on these petals, dimensionals on these 3. So these 2 have glue. I wonder what he got into. Like, no one likes to know that their pup isn't feeling good. He has been quite lazy all day today. I'm glad he did that out there on the concrete. Tony will have to come and he'll spray it away. Those 2 have glue, so they could tuck underneath a little bit. And in the end, it's just a cluster of beauty, just a cluster of pretty. So this one is going to go right here. So the bottom I'll glue it, and in these end parts I'll do dimensionals. I should have warned you, you need a half a package of dimensionals for this project. That one needs a half. I'll keep that little bit because you know you'll need it. Okay, and then glue at the bottom of this one. And these darker blue stripes are a little bit heavy for my liking, So it's perfect to kind of cover them up a little bit. Okay, so that's for the inside. This is the outside. And if you're looking at it, yeah, it's okay. But after you get it on the gray layer and get it attached, it starts looking really pretty. Okay, so because this is warped, I'm going to be a little bit heavier than normal on the glue. Glue. Oh, Bo is wanting to come in. He probably feels better. He's probably hungry now. But I don't want to be chasing that kind of spit up. My bad, dog mom. If you saw his bed and you saw his couch, you know how spoiled he is. You'll know I'm not a bad dog mom. Okay, I kind of like this off to the side like that. Okay, I'm just making sure that it's going to dry flat. I'm looking at the outside border. Because it's glue, I can, like, say that this was smaller, I could still kind of scooch it over to this side. That's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, put it on with dimensionals onto the card front. But for now, let's work on the inside of the card. Look at all this bling. Pretty pieces. Okay, so here's the inside of the card. Not too exciting. We're going to make it exciting. So, on the outside it says, I appreciate you. So on the inside, let's say, you made my whole day, friend. So that's two different stamps. You made my whole day. That's good. And I could put friend like tucked into here, but I'm wondering about it maybe down there. Or I appreciate you, friend. Let's do the flowers at the bottom and then see where it should go. So these flowers, I did the aqua painter and a little bit of petal pink. So let's do the same thing with the the Misty Moonlight. Oh, we didn't put the little flowers on the front that remain white. So 3 of them. Let's do that now. Then we'll come back to this. Okay, so on the front, look how pretty that is. I like blue flowers though. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, so 3 pretty little flowers on the front. So when you look at this grouping, you're like, oh, okay. But I'm purposely going to cut out the 3 outside ones because the middle ones are going to have little aphid bites taken out of them, little chunks out of them, and those will be discarded. Oh, he's crying. Hold on. You want to come in? Can you smile? You feel better? You feel better? Okay, go night-night. Go on, go night-night. He's like, oh, she's sitting down in her chair. Well, I guess I'm happy he did it outside. Okay, so I'm cutting these out. Nowhere near perfect, but they will be just fine. Now hold them up. I'll hold up the center. And you'll go, yeah, some of those little... Okay, he's laying down on the couch. That's good. If I start hearing that noise, I'm gonna know he has to go out. Okay, so those are my 3 chosen little flowers. And there's the flowers that will probably be filed, if you know what I mean. Now pop the little center out of them. And they can go in places that are a little bit absent of prettiness. I think one would be pretty here just because the stripe is so dark. So maybe 1, 2, and I don't know, 3. So those most likely going to go away. These need the center out. So when you have your little sticky picky poker upper thing, if it isn't working, probably means it's been used lots and has little paper shards in it. Just give it a little bit of a twist. You're like, well, that didn't let much out, but it's working on it right now. Then it'll pick stuff up really good. And then if you wait like 5 minutes, all of a sudden you'll go, oh, it's really coming out. Okay, so there's one. Take out the center. 2. See, those ones show up really good because they have the blue ink behind them. And here's 3. Okay. Back to the card middle. So to do those, I'll take this one, get it all ready to go. I'm going to put it in. Oh, I want to color it. And then I want to color one extra one. Okay, so you can see that. Then on this one, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This extra one, see how it isn't connected to any of them? So I'm going to take, I have all these extra ones over here. Oh, here's a pretty one. And I'm going to watercolor those. Probably shouldn't do it on this paper, but I know that you can see because it has a darker background and it's going to be covered up. So I just won't make it really sloshy, really wet. I'm going to take this and I want this kind of color, not too dark. Maybe get a little bit more in there, but I want it to be really soft. But I'm going to put an iridescent pearl in the middle of it. So I wanted to have a little bit of color. Water, water, water. And when I hold this up, you'll say, yeah, you weren't really consistent. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter. Some of them are a lot darker. So yeah, they're all a bit different. But then I could say, yes, I made it. That's how you know. If a machine made it, they'd all be consistent. Okay, and before you put your lid back on your water paint or aqua painter, give it a squeeze, get it cleared out. Okay, and then you can put the lid on. And the lid is somewhere real safe. Real safe. Okay, so these are going to get Wink of Stella put on, and also all the flowers minus these little tiny ones and minus the leaves. So on the outside of the card, everything white except these 3 flowers. On the inside of the card, all of these little white flowers get Wink of Stella. So Wink of Stella, I have a brand new one, and have you ever, let me show you. This is how it comes. Wink of Stella brush. It comes in here, and it has lovely directions, and you can see how I read those, haha. But that's just because I've been through so many Wink of Stella before. That tells you how to do it, but I could tell you too. So when you get it, this right here has this on it. And I'm going through all this just because you don't know how many times people have come to me and they said, mine doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, and I know exactly what to look for. Is that, like how they put a glue dot on it to make it from rolling. Very, very clever. But I don't want the glue dot to keep holding on to my hand. Okay, so when they say that, I know it's because this thing right here, you have to take it out. And that's what the directions say. So now that it's out, you put this in, and it just lets this little piece down in here engage into that black top. Right now I can feel it pushing down into there. Then right here on the side, it says push. But I have a warning that I don't know that the directions say. Give it just a little bit of a push. You might see some of the liquid coming down into this chamber. But watch for it to go through there. And then also watch for it to come into the bristles. Once it comes into the bristles, you're golden, you're ready to use it. And I say be careful, just because one time I was impatient and I squeezed really hard, and it all came out in all over my project, and then half of it was gone because I had a puddle this big. There's not that much in here. As I look at it from the side, and this is a brand new one, there's that much liquid only. So it's kind of precious. Okay, so we're ready to go. And I'm just going to put, I probably should have attached these to the inside of the card first. If I had to do it over again, I would. So I'm going to sparkle these up and give it just a little bit of time to dry. If I touch it right now, it's just a little bit sticky, but it will dry solid. So they're sparkly. I hope you can see that. Sparkly. And I'm going to decorate that. This one is done. Let's decorate the front. So the front, everything white except those little flowers are going to get Wink of Stella sparkle. I love Wink of Stella. I want to put it on everything. I want to put it on hummingbirds. I want to put it on drink cups. I want to put it on white flowers. Okay, so I'm going to do everything except the big one. Then I'm going to hold it up so that you can see how lovely it is. And I would do all the flowers, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit neutral, monochromatic. Trying to keep it a little calm. It's hard. Okay, can you see it on there? If I hold it in just the right light, if I keep moving it, all of a sudden you go, oh, there it is. When I take the pictures and I put it on my blog, and my blog is JilliBling.com. Oh, and if you want to order, JilliStampinup.net. And like I said, $50 orders, you get the card kit. And 75 plus, you get a package of bling. I forgot where I was going. Oh, I'll put pictures on my blog. And then I'll make sure to get pictures where you can see the Wink of Stella shimmer. Sometimes give it a little bit of a squeeze to get more of a flow. But it's real, like from this angle, it doesn't look like I'm putting any of it on. But it's a really delicate sparkle. It's not like if you were putting on glitter. It's very fine. Or if ever you've seen fine shimmer gems, it's that kind of shimmer. Okay, I think we're done. So this is probably ready to attach. I'll use big dimensionals. And it dries. See, it's not sticky at all. Okay, so the top needs some iridescent pearls. So I'm going to do 3 big and 3 little. And I'll do the 3 big on the white flowers, and then the 3 little just in the field, just random, wherever there's an open spot, just calling for bling. And if you have a package of iridescent pearls, you just might choose to put 15 on, because they're so pretty. How about right there? Okay. Isn't that pretty? See, that's a card you could put in your office or on the kitchen counter. And it's just so pretty. It's so calming and beautiful. I think it is. Okay, so let's finish up the inside. So the inside we have 1 granite branch, and we have the cluster of 5 plus 1. So I'm going to take apart the branch. The top 3 leaves, I'm going to cut it right down here at the stem. That's going to go on this side, which is right here. And then I'm going to take these 2 leaves at the top. I can hear Bo's already sleeping. I hope that's a good thing. And I'm going to stick them together. I kept on trying to put it on with just the trio before trimming it, and it just didn't look right. So I'm going to let that dry. This one will come off, and you can tuck it in anywhere, somewhere if you like. It's a cute little leaf. I'm going to let those dry because see how there's the glue on it right now. And then I'll tuck it into this left side. So for now, I'll put this on and just glue the center flower, because the leaves will tuck underneath it. And I would say to put them on with dimensionals, but they naturally get raised up because the leaf, the paper has a little bit of thickness. So right now, the center flower is the only thing that has glue on it. And before I start tucking this underneath, I'm going to give it just a second to dry. This little standalone one, I'll put a dimensional on that, like a half dimensional, and it will show through the hole, but we're going to put an iridescent pearl on it. So I think I have a half dimensional ready. I have bling ready. And there it is. Okay, so now I'm all worried about Bo. Hope he isn't sick. Okay, so these are flat, that one's raised up. That's still drying, so let's work on these. So I'm going to flip over this trio, use mini dimensionals, put one on each leaf, then put glue on the stem and tuck it underneath the grouping, the bunch of 5 little mini flowers. My watch is telling me, hey, you need to stand up. Oh. So last night I was trying to come up with, what should I do for the August free card kit? Because I like to do something so you have success, even if you don't have all the products I'm using. Like do something with designer paper and have the design, like the last one, the designer paper really was showing off. This one, the die cuts are doing all the work, and that comes in your kit. Okay, so that is pretty close to dry. So I'll put dimensionals on the back of these 2 little ones. Put glue on the underside of it and tuck it underneath the grouping of flowers. Oop. Need a bit of glue. And that can tuck in. See, I don't want to see the end of it. Actually, I don't like, hold on. Let's get it way in there. I might need to trim that. I need more fingers. See, there's this leaf riding up on that one, and you could see where it's cut. I don't like that, but if I put this flower over it, there it is, there it is. Okay, that's gonna work. So this flower right here is covering up where the branch is. I probably should have put this flower underneath it, and that would be good. But it worked out just fine like this. Oh, you could see the end of it though. Now you can't. Okay, and I don't know if you've noticed that the paper is a bit warped, but we could take care of that. The glue will fix that. Okay, so we could put the bling on, or how about if we glue it down first and then we put the bling on? I'm always in a hurry to put the bling on. And I'm going to be a little bit generous, but then with the liquid glue, just because I'm trying to compensate for the paper warping from our watercoloring. So that's probably double the amount of glue, but notice how it's thin, so it should dry pretty quick. And if I pause here for a minute, it's starting to dry, just so it's tacky. Right now, if I put it down, it'd say, the glue is wet, I'm popping up. We're going to cover up our Wink of Stella work. Yep, it's a little warped. It's a lot more warped than I thought. There. If it dries just like that, we're good. Need more blocks. Dry. Dry. Oh, it's looking good. I think as it dries, the glue kind of sucks it all in. I don't know. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but it all works out. And I love how after it dries, it is as hard and as flat as it can be. There's a little bit of warping underneath this lower flower. Maybe there. See right here, there's a little bit of warping. Do I have any stories? I don't have stories. Okay, but that should be good enough. Well, this one is going to be glued to the inside of the card, so that will be another chance to flatten it all out. Okay, let's go with it. Yeah, that's working out just fine. Oh, I was going to do the friend, huh? What about right above there? After all this, that is, I kind of like it right there. Okay, I'm being adventurous because if I mess it up, the whole card inside is messed up. I'll test it once. Stamp. Oh, it's good. Okay, just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Don't you love it when things work out? Happy, happy, happy. Look how cute that is. And wait till I get it to the card inside. Okay. When you make stuff, are you just like as thrilled as can be with it too? I guess if you're watching, if you're a stamper, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, this is another opportunity for it to. I wonder if it's doing that because I put so much glue on it, or if it's doing that because of the watercoloring. Either way, you made my whole day, friend. Okay, bling. You know, I have a few cards right here to my left that's like, oh, I'm going to make something just like that. Of course, I'll give the person credit that sent it, but I was just reading the card from Diane Tuggle. Diane Tuggle, you all should look her up. She does great videos. She has a Facebook page. But she sent me the cutest card. So now I'm thinking of Diane. I think it's because she ended her card, her note, I feel like I have a friend. And I'm like, that's so sweet. I should just mail this to her. Let's see if she says anything. And if she does, then she'll know she has a card coming. But otherwise, I'm just going to send this to her. Okay. So there is today's project with $50 plus order. I would love to send you one of these, and you could do it in any color you like, whether it be Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink. See, the Melon Mamba would be nice too. Or even if you did it in greens, and then it would just look like the grass in the background. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Okay.